Ako Mesuta. My name is Wanda Aragon in English, and I'm from the Acoma Pueblo, and I'm from the Eagle clan. To me, traditional is gathering the clay, gathering the paints, working with it, taking it home, straining it, mixing it, and, doing all that hard work to make, your pottery be traditional. I think making traditional pottery, it gives the pot a life. Now, if you're going to take shortcuts, buy the paints, buy the clay, and all those shortcut things, to me, a pot like that wouldn't have a life. You have to work hard at your art, excuse me, and give that pottery a life. Contemporary and modern pottery, it's pretty, it's beautiful, but let's label it as such. If you're using commercial paints, using commercial clay, label it as such. And I want to continue, making the traditional pottery, even though nowadays it's so hard to sell a traditional piece versus a commercial piece. It's easy for the customer to buy a commercial piece because it costs less than our traditional. I want you all to speak up and say, what you feel, because I think to me, I would like a category all of its own, for traditional pottery, especially, because we work so hard to make our pots. And, this is, I think, what one suggestion that I will make to SWAIA. Let's have I don't know how we're going to do it because still I think some of the artists will say, well, mine is traditional. But, maybe there's some of us here that will suggest, well, let's try it this way or let's do it this way.
Keeping up the grandmother's methods is very important. As I don't really like the word traditional because of today's world. There's a lot of the contemporary or the more shortcut methods, as Wanda mentioned. We see a lot of that, but we are not there to judge. It's among us potters to tell the truth as to what materials we use. But when I was a judge 2 years ago, I did not judge on southern pottery because I know what we go through in painting or trying to get those colors nice and all. So I judged on the northern potters. I don't know if anybody noticed. I judged on northern pottery, and I gave creditation to pottery that had that was lopsided, or I could see all the polishing of the stones, the linings of it. I gave more credit to the unevenness and all because I know what potters go through creating the more traditional type. I sort of spoke up for that piece. It went up all the way to the classification. Up to date, I still don't know who created that pot, but it made it to classification. I was hoping it would get the best of show, but it's where I give credit to pottery that are not in perfection because that's how it is done in the more traditional ways, using all the materials from the earth. Of course, even the so-called commercial materials, it too comes from the earth, but they process it for us. What we process with our own hands is a lot more, how would I put it? It's a lot more meaningful when you're creating yesterday's work. Coach and San Domingos are the only ones that have that white that will turn the plant juice, any kind of plant juices, black. So we've even boiled tumbleweed just to give them creditation. There's tumbleweeds all over the place. The juices from it, any juice from any plant, watermelon juice will work over our white.